And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WunderGraph Launch Week. So this is an emergency press conference by our CEO and founder, Jens. If you hear some background noise, that's my neighbor doing some construction. He's been doing construction for a whole year, so I'm going to make a video on the headache I got from that. But Jens, welcome back. It's been a long time since I've seen you. How you doing today?
Ha! We had a great chat with Yuri from the guild. Amazing guy. So happy to meet him in person. First time next week in San Francisco. So we're in San Francisco. You can meet us there, and I'm so excited. Like I'm usually not excited. I'm not a person who can be excited, but today I'm excited. Not just because we open sourced Cosmo and we launched it and launch week and everything, but today the team pulled something off. Like sometimes you give some instructions, you write a ticket, you have an idea how it could look like, but when you feel it, when you do it, you're I don't know. I feel like I'm this little kid again, and I can play, and it's I don't know. You will love it.
Man, well, I'm excited. So before we get right into the demo, where we're going to show off the craziest onboarding experience you've probably ever seen, Jens, tell me about the two things that we launched. So Tuesday we launched Open Federation, and then today we launched Cosmos. So tell me about Federation.
Yeah, Open Federation. So, um, more than 5 years ago, I started investing into GraphQL because I always thought GraphQL is going to be the future of API composition. We will compose APIs with GraphQL. So I started building an open source project. And yeah, over the last couple of years, we've seen various ways of doing composition, stitching, federation. Now Fusion is coming, and yeah, so WunderGraph is heavily invested in federation, and we have the subgraph specification from Apollo. So the subgraph specification is, I don't know, 10 directives or something, and then some documentation on how to build subgraphs. But because we want to support federation in WunderGraph, one big thing that was missing is how do you actually federate? What actually is federation? What are the composition check rules? How should a router behave? How should it resolve? How should it load data? Many questions we ask ourselves over the last couple of weeks and months. And sometimes we felt like even Apollo doesn't really have the answer, at least not in one place, or there might be different answers in different places. So we had the idea of creating Open Federation, one document following the structure of the GraphQL specification. And we make that open source, and we actually try to document what our understanding is of federated GraphQL, and then leverage the community and work together with others in figuring out the description of what is federation, how should it work, and how should schema checks work, composition checks, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, that's Open Federation.
I mean, you nailed it on the head. And Jens, you seem out of breath how excited you are. So I cannot wait to get to this demo. And then, so today, for those of you that haven't seen, we completely open source Cosmos. So what is Cosmo for those of you that are tuning in now and don't know? What is Cosmo?
Cosmo is, first of all, it's open source. You can self-host it. And it's a suite of tools that allow you to manage federated GraphQL, from schema registry to analytics, metrics, tracing, manage your subgraphs, then a fully open source router with the most advanced data loader algorithm you can imagine. And we will actually share the algorithm. Next week, we will be in San Francisco on the GraphQL Conf. We got a slot to talk, even though there were no slots anymore, but some people were nice, gave us a slot. So we can actually talk about the evolution of the data loader pattern over the last 5 years and 3 iterations, how our data loader algorithm evolved and what we learned, and we want to share that with the community. And so yeah, Cosmo is a lift and shift open source alternative for for Apollo Federation, and lift and shift. That is the keyword.
Okay, Jens, you're getting me excited. For those of you that are tuning in and you have headphones, there will be a loud noise in about a couple seconds. But Jens, let's get right into the demo.
Whoa. Okay, can you see my screen?
Give it a sec for it to render, and then if somebody in the comments can let me know if the resolution is good, feel free. But if not, we can maybe zoom in. Maybe try zooming in just a little bit.
Zooming in.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. It's good. That was my
good?
screen. Yep. Go ahead. Take it away, Jens. What are we looking at?
Okay, so this is Apollo. So I'm an Apollo user, and I'm looking for an open source alternative. So I have 4 subgraphs here that I currently manage. I go to settings, this graph, and API keys. And
Jens, could you try zooming in a little bit? Somebody from some famous guy named Yuri. I don't know. You might know him. He said zoom in a little bit.
Yuri. Okay. So we create a key. So don't copy this key. We delete it later. Okay. So now we have an API key, and now the dream starts. So wundergraph.com/Cosmo. So you go here. Cosmo. Migrate from Apollo in 1 click. Okay. Again, I'm usually not excited. So we click this button. Migrate from Apollo. Graph variant main. We copy this terminal. Docker run. Localhost 3002 GraphQL. We go here, migration, analytics. Here's our query. We migrated. That's it.
Hold up. For the non-technical people, what just happened?
We did the migration, man. We're done. That's it.
When you say lift and shift, it's not even a lift and shift. It's literally just click a button.
1 click.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
and now here you got your subgraphs. Here's our Explorer, schema, analytics. We can check the traces, change log, checks. We didn't do any. That's it.
I think
welcome to Cosmo.
I think when I edit this video, I might have to put a slow motion filter on it because of how fast you migrated over. That was insane.
Can you unshare my screen? Then I go back.
Insane. So what does? I mean, I can't even wrap my head around it. So is this button live today on the WunderGraph website?
Yeah, you click that button. You can create an account. We need to add GitHub and Google login, but you can register with an email. We send you a confirmation. You can do that. And I really have to say thank you to this amazing team, because I was not involved in this. Like I'm not so good at many things. I like to work on the engine and the resolver and stuff. This is my thing. But guys, you did such an amazing job. Like, I don't know. I can't believe it. It's awesome.
I mean, this is amazing because if you've ever heard the joke, how many Germans does it take to change a light bulb? And it's 1, because they're efficient and they're not funny. I've never seen Jens this excited. I've never seen you so giddy before. So, I mean, good job, team. Fantastic job. And so, Jens, this is huge. And this is live right now. So to our current customers using Cosmo, I mean, you already migrated over, but if you're in the process, you can easily now migrate over with the 1-click switch with our button. And then the second is, if you haven't tried out Cosmo, make sure, because the waitlist is filling up. And I wrote about this on LinkedIn. Like, you have a hair on fire problem when the type forms keep coming in and people are reaching out to you and people are asking you about it. So it's going to be a very busy week, especially with the comp to onboard people. So sign up now. But Jens, insane. I mean, this is only day 2. Can you give us a sneak peek or let us know what's coming for day 3? Maybe for people that are watching now, and that way, they can look forward to something for tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow is router day. So tomorrow we launched the router, also fully open source. The router is a project. The router is actually a wrapper around GraphQL GoTools. And GraphQL GoTools is an evolution over 5 years of how could distributed GraphQL work. It's written in Go. A lot of people know it's fast, and we do like super interesting things with ASTs, and we do a lot of tricks in Go to reuse buffers and make things fast and everything. And yeah, recently you saw me on Twitter. We were talking a bit about performance. We did a lot of work, and next week on the conference we will talk in depth about that. So I don't want to tell the full story yet, but we did a lot of work in refactoring our data loader. It's now, I call it data loader 3.0. And the reason was not performance. So WunderGraph was never slow. Like nobody ever complained about performance. And one thing I really learned about the path of my career is if nobody complains about performance, don't make it faster. Like just solve real problems. So the intention here was not to make anything faster that wasn't fast. The intention was to keep it maintainable, because so we started implementing things like the shareable directive, and that is, and yeah, what this meant is that when you implement those directives and you have nested data fetching patterns that can occur quite heavily in federation, you run into deeply nested n+1 problems, and it's actually not n+1. It's actually worse than that. And so we needed to figure out an efficient way to implement these data loader patterns, and our existing architecture was heavily relying on concurrency, and it was super stupid. Like we didn't have much time to really implement that, and there were some issues, and it was not maintainable to the point where, you know, so one of my colleagues, Sergey, he was refactoring things on the query planner, and yeah, he came to me with some problems where he said the engine needs to do this and that. So we defined a new query plan, and I just couldn't get the engine to do what it should. So he was able to create an execution plan. I wasn't able to execute it because we had so much concurrency that sharing the data in a deeply nested tree with concurrent processes that try to actually access the same data, it's very, very complicated. You have to think about locking and mutexes and all this kind of stuff. And so we realized this is unmaintainable. We had like 2 weeks before the conference, or 3. I actually didn't plan to have this time, but it is what it is. So we did the refactoring, and all the results and everything and how we did it and what we learned, you will see next week at the conference.
Love that. And once again, sorry for the background noise. It's my douchebag neighbor. He's still doing construction. But Jens, that is amazing. For those of you that are just tuning in now, Jens just demonstrated a one-click migration away from Apollo onto Cosmo. I will make a separate video on this so that we can share it with the community. And so, Jens, any other final notes? Anything we should know about GraphQL Conf? Anything we should know about what's coming Friday for launch week? And maybe, you know, I heard a rumor about something called federetzels.
What is a federetzel?
I don't know. I heard you guys are gonna have them at the conference. A federetzel.
At the conference, there will be federetzels.
Yes, that's what I heard. I don't know. Somebody told me that there's federetzels.
Are you kidding me? That sounds so cool.
Yeah. So guys, it'll be amazing. Look out for a Cosmonaut. Look out for federetzels, and I'm gonna make a small video on this today because this was a one-click migration. It's insane. Could you do it one more time? Could you do it? Is it possible?
One more time.
Yeah, just one more time. Just delete the API key, delete the subgraphs and everything, or should I just make a separate video on it?
To be honest, it was perfect.
It was okay. So I'll make a separate video on it.
We
guys,
don't do it again.
We don't do it again. It was too quick, anyways. But other than that,
yeah,
Jens, any final notes?
Yeah, one thing. So tomorrow is router day. Friday is analytics day. Analytics, metrics, distributed tracing, and everything. And yeah, I'm just excited for the conference. I'm excited to meet with people from the community. And I'm excited for the GraphQL community in general. So many things getting launched these days. So many things getting open sourced. And I don't know. Let's meet next week.
I love that. And this reminds me, we would like to give a quick shout out to our amazing partners. So from Yuri coming on today and the Guild, Michael from Chili Cream, and we have Hazura, and then we have GraphBase, we have Escape.
Keith Babo, Solo.
Keith from Solo, everyone that's contributing to a greater GraphQL ecosystem. There's so many names, I might be forgetting some. Taylor Tech, we have Neo4j. I mean, so many amazing partners building so many amazing things in GraphQL that this is, I mean, it's amazing.
By the way, Stefan, isn't there going to be a secret thing that we will talk about? We didn't talk about before?
Probably. If it's a secret, though, I probably don't know about it.
So, something about making things faster for Cosmo users.
Ooh, okay. Well, if you're a current Cosmo user, look out tomorrow for our AMA, because we're going to have something very quick. And you'll probably see it in the morning in the announcement. But Jens, I'm excited, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Or I guess it's your AMA, but thanks for coming on.
See you later, man.
All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.
Ciao.